In today's video, we're gonna talk about the tools, how to use the tools that we created in the last video. I'll just post it right here. Make sure you watch that before you get this one and get the template, and let's get started. After you download your template, you're just gonna go here under the three dots. You're gonna press it, import blueprint. You're gonna choose the place where you download it. You're just gonna click on it. So basically what you need to do to get started with this, you're gonna have to create a webhook. After you create the webhook, you're gonna save it. Here is the link with the video how to create the tools. Now I'm gonna show you how I created these tools so you can replicate it. So basically reschedule, we're gonna add the tool description, what this tool does and when to be triggered, and then here we add the variables as properties. So we put them as strings, so we put the phone number, name, the current date and time, and then the desired date and time if they want to reschedule. So this is pretty much it. I'll just post them in the description. For cancel, the information we need to send is username and the phone number, and optionally add the date and time. Because if someone wants to cancel, we're gonna have the phone number, or we're gonna ask for the phone number. So we're gonna check the booking for the phone number, and then we're gonna cancel it from here. So this is pretty much it. This is as simple as you see it. And then we get check availability. This is what you need. We need the phone, we need the date and time, and then we need the phone number, name, phone number, and the date and time. So this is the description, this is the name, and you need to make sure that you put the exact names. So for notes you can change it. So if you change it in here, if you add it, let's say we put feedback. So this is feedback now. So if you save it, you need to make sure you change it in here as well. So in order for this to pass through as a tool name, you need to change here and then you need to put it as a feedback. Does it make sense? Notes. Here we got the notes title and the notes context. So basically it can be anything. So it can be feedback, it can be customer inquiry, it can be anything. So I just added this as an extras. When you connect them with the tools, after you create this and then you create your tools, make sure you do exactly the same. You can adjust the details and the titles, the names of it, and then you're just gonna change it in here as well. So to make sure that the tool is gonna go through, you need to make sure that you change here. If you change the names in the dashboard, you need to change the names here as well. So each one of them has conditions to pass. And now for the busy time, here if your appointment or the booking lasts 30 minutes, you need to change this to 30 minutes. If this lasts 1 hour, you need to put 1 hour. So you change from minutes and then you put hours, and that's pretty much it. What you need to do here as well, you need to change the 10 minutes to whatever your length of your booking is. Here the event name, you can change it to whatever event you want. Whatever it is, you can add more information, you can add less information. In the description, the same, you can add whatever information is relevant to your business or to your client. And this side here, the Airtable, is optional, so you need to make sure you enable it when you use this one if you want to use it. So basically just to Airtable the booking. So you can save in the Airtable, you can save if a booking is successful, you save it in there, and then from Airtable you add the next step, like a follow-up email, like a sign-up form, whatever the business is, whatever it is required, you can do it in here. If you don't need it, you can remove it. And here is the end of the call report. So every time we receive in the webhook, we receive the end call report. It's gonna go through here. So instead of getting the report from what it is, we do HTTP request, so we can get all the information like the cost, the time, and other information that doesn't come with it. So you get a more comprehensive end of the call report through here. For the notes, I use Google Task. You can create a task here and then you can add another automation from here, like an email or follow-up or sending documentation, paperwork, DocuSign, whatever is required, you can do it through here. So after the feedback is done here, he send it to your teammates, the teammates do whatever it needs to be done, and then he send the documentation or whatever it needs to be sent or whatever needs to be done. For example, someone needs to be something to get fixed. This is a good template. So just say this one is not working, why is not working, ask a few questions, get the information, pass it in here, and then pass it to your team or pass it to AI. We'll create a summary or step-by-step guide what it needs to be done. And then here we have the reschedule. So this is a good one. So for example, they have something going on and after they book 1 day later or something came up and they want to reschedule, you just go through these steps here. So first we'll find the event, check the availability for the new desired time, and then you just book or send the next available time. So basically the next available time like in here, and at the top for when it checks, it will present the time when you're not busy anymore, when you finish the busy. For example, if you are busy from 10 to 2, it will say I can book you at 2 o'clock. If it's from 10:30, so if you are busy 10 to 11, and then you are busy from 12 to 1, if the user requested at 11 o'clock, if the user requested at 10:30, it will book next available time at 11 o'clock because you have that gap in. Anyway, you can just play around with this, and then you make sure you change the time here, the length of the booking. And then if you have multiple locations or multiple staff, for example, you have a swim school, for example, you have different teachers and different locations, you need to make sure you connect all the calendars. And then when you ask AI to get the information, you make sure you ask for the specifics of each location. So for example, you have XYZ. So when you go to the calendar, you go to the specific location you have, and then you can put them all together. All right, so you got the basics in here. We covered this, and now let's talk about the prompt. So the prompt is very straightforward. You need to add the rules, guidelines, and then this one I find it very useful. Do not repeat yourself, do not make things up, and don't assume anything. Sometimes they go off the scripts and off the books. You need to make sure they don't go off the script or off the books, and don't make things up. So if the tool is not working, it's not gonna say I booked you in. It's gonna say exactly what is happening. So it didn't work or whatever the case was. And here is the spelling. So make sure you spell the numbers and then you send the information in the time zone you are in. So if you are in Brisbane, you put Brisbane, Sydney time zone. Or if you are international, you need to make sure that you ask the user in what time zone he's in, and then you can adjust this. And when they send the request, it will convert it to your time, and then will send the converted time to the customer. So here you add a little bit about each tool, what it does. I find it very useful if you add more information into the prompt. It works better than you add more information to the tool description, because this is the first prompt that comes to the AI and the tools come the second. So if you give the proper information for the tool handling into the system prompt, you're more likely to get a better result using the tool. So if the tool has 2 words in it, and then it says check tool, and it will go straight to the check tool. And then you have all the information here as a description. In the description, you can have literally nothing, and then it will use the tool as you request in here. Now, obviously, the more complex the tools are, the more information you need to add, and then you need to add description to the tool as well. I'll leave the prompt in the description. I'll leave the tool setup in the description, what you need, how you need to set it up. Here is the prompt. I'll leave that one as well. Basically, after you create this, in the next video, what we're gonna talk about and what we're gonna do together is we're gonna set up a transit assistant. Already done that in this video here, so you can watch that and then you can implement this with that, or we're gonna create a new one. If you have a transit assistant, basically you just need to add the tools to it. So you copy the tool IDs from here, so you need to make sure you add all of them, and that's pretty much it. There's the tools from the dashboard. So basically what you need to do, you just go into the assistant. On the right hand side behind the camera there is the talk to the assistant. You just call it, ask for each tool individually to go through. If you watched until now, I'll give you a quick tip. So ask for a tool use. So after you request a tool use, what you're gonna do is you're gonna use the output I'll show you where to get the output. So we're gonna get it in here. So basically for notes, for example, I think it was the last one. So you get the output from here, you copy this, you go to Postman, you put the webhook, you paste this in here, and then you send it to the assistant. So let me show you. So instead of asking the same things over and over again, what you're gonna do is do it once, and then if you get an error in here, just copy the output, go to the Postman, paste that in the body, and then make sure it's a post request, and then run it once, then send it and see how the tool performs. So it went well. If you want to tweak something, you got all the information in here. You want to add something or you want to change something, you can add something in here, add a new module, the Google Docs, for example. Say create a document, and then you add whatever information you want in there. This is just an example. I don't think it's any use to add this to the Google Docs. You can send it to Slack, for example. So if you want to add Slack in here, connect your Slack here, send message, connect your account. Here you choose the channel you want. You can go in the private channel ID. You connect me and my bot. Here you add the tool response, whatever the tool was, the notes, arguments here, the feedback from the customer, and then you send it there. There is a lot to add to it. If you want to create a flow, you can use your business structure and the exact workflow you want. This is just an example you can add and tweak to work for your business. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.